I see Jusup. What's up, man? All right, let me bring you on board here. Hey, Jusup,
Cool.
you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't have headphones with the mic, so does
Oh,
it
no
sound all
worries.
right?
No, it sounds fine with me.
Okay, cool. When I was hopping on it, it said use headphones with a mic.
No,
I
no,
don't,
it's fine.
I only have the ones that go into the lightning cable now.
Hey, this is what I'm using too. I don't have the big headset, so I'm just using this, so it's fine. I can hear you perfect. You can hear me. That's all that matters.
Perfect. How you
Great,
doing?
man. Good, good. Thanks so much for accepting my invite. Um, I saw you guys on the VVAMA last time. Was that you that joined?
Uh, Maybe I don't know which. More than likely, yeah. Was I on a run?
Yeah, so you were on a run.
That it was me.
Yeah, I was going through the people in the chat and in the spaces and saw West Coast Customs and then they brought you on board and then I don't think you were expecting to talk. I think you were just
Yeah, I was on a
listening.
run.
And then yeah, I saw you they brought you as a speaker. You're like, "Ah, sorry guys, just running here for a little bit."
Yeah, I was in the middle of a run and just listening, but I kept hearing people say like shouting out West Coast Customs and talking about cars, and I was like, I gotta say something, say hi at least. So
Yeah. No, man, I appreciate you answering. I appreciate you coming on board here. Like I said, I just started YouTubing not too long ago, and having you on board is awesome, man. I really appreciate it.
yeah, thanks for having me.
So, want to go ahead and get started, man. You know, uh, I did some of the some research, right? But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Some background, your involvement with West Coast Customs, and we'll start with that.
Yeah, so my background is kind of content creation. I've done like I worked with just a lot of different artists and brands, and kind of I guess my specialty is like just creating video content. And then I've made a lot of YouTube content for myself. I have tons and tons of videos on YouTube, and so that's kind of my big background. I also have a little bit in sales, and so as far as NFT stuff, this has been fairly recent, like personally. So kind of I started getting into crypto in 2000 kind of 18 when there was that first boom, and then NFTs started popping off at the beginning of this year, which is also kind of when I learned about Vivi. My cousin, so CarCoin, which is kind of a subsidiary of West Coast, working on all of West Coast Customs NFTs, is made up of me and my two cousins, and they actually were working with West Coast Customs on a video game in like 2016,
Okay.
and they were talking in discussions about creating a video game that kind of worked on the blockchain, and it was the technology just wasn't quite there at that point. So that as the time when CryptoKitties was just starting, and they weren't able to make anything happen. So in early of this year, we were just kind of taught when NFTs started exploding and the word NFT really got popular. We kind of were just talking and figuring out a way to kind of revive it. And so right now over, I would say, the last 7 months, we've just been grinding on creating the different NFTs for West Coast Customs and building a roadmap, and have a lot of really cool things in the future that we're working on. And yeah, that's kind of where we are. They have, my cousin Kurt and Mark have both had a relationship with West Coast Customs for a little while. This is my first time. Like I think it was 2 months ago, I met Ryan and the crew and everybody got to tour West Coast Customs. It's pretty cool. And it's interesting because I remember watching Pimp My Ride and all that on MTV growing up. So it was very nostalgic for me.
Yeah, I
But
bet.
yeah, and for anybody who hasn't seen West Coast Customs, it's not just like a shop. The first time you walk in there, it feels like a museum. It's like an art gallery of unique cars that you wouldn't ever see anywhere. I mean, it's not your typical shop.
Yeah, yeah, I remember watching, of course, Pimp My Ride, right? Like back in
Yeah,
the day, and West Coast Customs, and all the crazy mods that they did, and that I mean that show went on for a little while, uh, before it ended. But then I know West Coast Customs went a different way, and they got their own show too,
yeah, never.
I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, they got their and some of the mods on Pimp My Ride were a little out there, but that's what put them on the map. That's what put West Coast Customs on the map, and I'm sure like there was crazy amounts of people just reaching out, trying to get their cars pimped out, and
Well, I
yeah,
mean, like, there's thousands and thousands of DMs, and people are still wanting. I mean, I see some of the comments that come in, and like everybody wants just weird things done to their cars, and it's funny and interesting. Like,
I know. Yeah, no, I
you don't need to
remember
just
those
wreck your
days.
car.
You really need a fish tank in your car.
Yeah,
That's the question, or a popcorn machine just spitting out popcorn.
right. But I think
Yeah, no,
back in those days, like it makes for really good TV, right?
yeah, absolutely.
That's the big thing
That, that's
is
what it
what's the
was.
craziest things, and that's what's cool about Ryan and West Coast Customs in general is they were, even though it was not necessary, they were pushing the boundaries of what you could put in a vehicle or what you could do. And then that's where I think it's now even more exciting, because now we go from a physical world where there's like limitations in the physical world. Now we have the metaverse where you can do anything.
Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen in the metaverse. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, if you translate that into NFTs now, you know, West Coast Customs pushing the boundaries back in the day. I mean, you said 2016 they were working on a game, right? On a blockchain game. I mean, that's 2016. A lot of the people even now didn't know about NFTs or blockchains or crypto until maybe NFTs for sure, like this year, crypto maybe a couple years ago. But yeah, I mean, pushing the boundaries in real life and then pushing the boundaries in the blockchain. I mean, this is just awesome to see that. And like you said, in the metaverse, you can be anything. You can do anything.
Yeah.
So West Coast Customs fits perfect there, where you can have crazy mods in your car. You can have crazy avatars, whatever you want. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, and the big thing that, like, over the last 7 months, which is why I was in that stream. I mean, we're not just throwing everything out into the space. Like, we've all spent a ton of time listening and learning also, because there's, like, one of the biggest things that I've learned with NFTs right now is it's the community. I mean, look at Vivi's community. It's
Yeah.
insane. Like, everybody calls them the Vivi family, and it's like, I have never seen how strong a community can be, and in the NFT space is building that Discord. Like, every place has a Discord where they're really focused on building communities, and we saw it with social media, but now we're seeing that you're able to narrow it down. Like, every one of these new apps, people are gravitating towards where you can build real communities and almost way closer relationships. And like, Instagram was posting your highlight reel, and more people are spending less time on Instagram and more time in Discords, or even like Community, an app that I use for text message stuff. Like, Gary Vaynerchuk uses Community really heavily. I have a Community number that people can, my YouTube fans and stuff, can connect with me on. We're seeing a lot more of people wanting to connect. And I think through COVID, all of us were so isolated that now we're connecting more and more. And the social apps that are allowing us to build those communities together are thriving. And NFTs are literally something that is like creating communities. That's what's so cool about them. It's a way to invest in a project that you love. It's a way to I think you replied on one of my tweets where I truly think that this is the new form of crowdfunding. You look at a
Absolutely.
project where you're going like, I love what the roadmap of this project and where it's going. I'm going to buy the PFP. It's not even about the art. It's about I want to invest in the project because I believe in it.
Yeah. And half of the project, if not more, is the community. I
Yeah.
mean, with people that are involved in NFTs, I mean, as soon as you see one, you go to the Discord right away. You
Yeah.
go join the Discord and you're like, okay, yeah, I like the vibes. I like this Discord. Then let me do my research. But the first thing that I mean, that's what I do. The first thing I do when I get one is I go to the Discord. Let me join the Discord. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's happening, the people, and then the art comes after. But the first thing that you look for is that community aspect. And yeah, absolutely, like you said, fractionalizing NFTs and all that's coming up right now. It's an amazing time to be part of crypto and NFTs, and creating those communities, and people are very tribal, so you want to be part of a community, right? Like for me, I joined, I learned about Vivi early March, like probably like first or second day of March. So
That was
I
probably the same time I learned.
yeah, I feel like that's when a lot of people kind of joined that. That we had a wave of like the early guys, that those guys that were buying the NFTs when they were in stock, and right now they're $20,000-$30,000 Donnies, in VV. There's some guys that have like 10 of them, right? So you have those guys, but then you have like our wave where we joined, you know, early 2021. It was still super early. So I remember joining and seeing, Batman, it was still in stock, and I was, uh, you know, $80. Yeah, I'll buy one. So I didn't buy it right there and then. I came back the next week and most of them were sold out. And I was like, man, maybe I should buy it. So I bought my first Batman then. It took me like 7 days from when I first downloaded the app to actually making the first purchase. It took me like 7 days, but then after that, started joining. I mean, I had a Twitter back then. I've had a Twitter since like 2001 or whatever. I don't remember when, 2011. I mean, uh, but I never really used it. I didn't have the app on my
Same.
phone. I didn't have the app. So as soon as I joined the VV community, I I joined Twitter because of that. Like I downloaded the app. I had to reset my password. I don't know what it was, so I reset my password. And really, like my feed right now is like 80% VV, right, and then like 15% other NFTs, and like 5% sports now. So I get some football tweets for my fantasy football, and that's about it. Like it's all NFTs and fantasy football now. But yeah, I mean, joining social media, and I believe that VB will have that social media aspect. They do have that in their app. The feed and the comments and the follow this person and their profile. And right now, it's the app is still being worked on. So the social aspect of the app will get better, but for now it's just making your growing your collection, I should say, and just buying stuff that you like, and being part of the community is awesome. Like if the VV community is and might say this, but it's something else. It really is. I've seen I've joined a lot of discords for other projects, and just to kind of see what's out there, and kind of uh buy different things here and there. But the VV community is just completely different. So
Yeah.
seeing people like you, seeing other people, and especially the last week or so, I've seen a lot of verified Twitter accounts
Yeah.
talking about VV lately, and you know the PFP projects, like you said, yeah, those are cool, and that was what got NFTs started. But I fully believe that IP and licensed goods, collectibles will be the future. So if you can get a Superman right now for $50 or $100 on drop, these items will be very, very valuable in the future. And I don't say this as financial advice, but I buy things because I like them. So I get a lot of messages like, hey, what should I get? What's the next project? Let me hop on this new Discord. But it's people just trying to flip them, right?
Right.
And my advice to them always is, hey, look, if you like it, buy it. Don't expect anything from it, because a lot of these projects are not going to be around in 10 years from now. But I believe VV will be, with the brands that they have and the IP. I believe they'll be around. And it's just a really good family, really good community, and really good collectibles too. 3D. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
AR.
the augmented reality side of it is super cool, and it allows for the user to get creative, which is what one thing that I love about it. I know listening into the some of the AMAs, like some people were talking about just the ability to uh, like almost record a video using your NFT, your collectible, and create something, your own video, and edit within the app, and like all of that stuff is really cool. And it's even cooler to see that people want to get creative, which means that it's going to expand its content that the user is creating that is also promoting VV. There is so much potential with it, and even just NFTs in general. Like one thing, you know, I don't know about you, but I feel like it's very isolating being in this space, because I post about it on Facebook or I talk to people, and there's still like we are a fraction of the population that knows NFTs exist.
Yeah.
And so many people think I'm crazy or don't know what the heck I'm talking about. And but then what's interesting is I have an 11-year-old son who he spends, if you ask him what he wants for Christmas, he wants like PS, PlayStation money, he wants V-Bucks, Roblox. These are digital currencies that he's spending on digital assets that sit within his metaverse, essentially. And they may not be registered on the blockchain, but they are digital assets. And there is no educational piece to him. So when he has his own money in 10 years from now, and he's 21 years old, and then the entire society is that they've grown up understanding that this is just the normal, buying digital assets and using digital currencies to do it, there's no education.
Yep.
So understanding and building a foundation within this space right now is so important, especially if you're a business owner, if you're just really anybody, because it is going to not just be, it is going to be a part of our daily functions every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest argument that you see, right, with crypto and NFT in general is like, this is not an asset, right? This is not a tangible asset. You don't own it. You don't really have, special. Well, but that kind of went away with NFTs, but with crypto, and I feel like that's such a lazy argument. Like, oh, it's digital, it doesn't exist. And you can. I think Gary V said this. Like, okay, I would argue that, you have all these NFTs and collectibles, you have them on your phone, you take them with you everywhere you go. If you have a collection of art or whatever it is, it's in your house. You can't take it with you. It's there all the time. So people can't touch it either. It's there, but
if you own gold, try moving that from one country to another country.
you either get robbed or you're gonna get detained. That's what's gonna happen.
The government, there's tons and tons of things hoops you have to jump through if you own a lot of gold, and moving it, like, you don't really hold on to that gold. So I think the biggest thing is when NFTs become built into the daily societal, like we use it every day, and the mass. My dog is barking.
That's okay.
And the mass amount of people don't even realize that they're using it. That's when it becomes that's going to happen. That's when people are going to be using it, and they're not even going to know. Give me 1 second. Let me let her outside.
Yeah, no problem. Come on. What's up, everyone?
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. We're live, so.
What's up, everybody? Dog had to be let out for a second. But yeah, like for example, Instagram. I mean, I can't tell you how many people don't even realize that Wi-Fi isn't the internet, right? Like how many people are like, "Oh, I don't have Wi-Fi." It's you have Wi-Fi, you don't have internet. So I think most people are going to end up using the blockchain and using this type of technology without even knowing it in the future. And there's going to be things that happen that like we can't even fathom or understand will happen with this technology at this moment in time. I mean, a great example is what if they were to put driver's licenses as NFTs and now you're verifying, you know, your passport or your driver's license through something that has been given on a government wallet and distributed.
Exactly. Yeah, the more you get into NFTs and the more you think about the possibilities that this can grow into, right? Like right now, you have cool PFP projects. You know, you have some digital collectibles from VV, and then, but you have other things that are popping up. You know, one of the thoughts that I had was, you know, you could register. Let's say you could register your car, right? Your VIN number, you register in a blockchain, and then you can sell your car and transfer ownership through the blockchain.
Through
And
an
you know,
NFT.
you're an NFT. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
NFT your car, sell it, and then they can pay you with crypto, whatever it is, and they'll take the car, and you'll have the traceability. Is like, okay, so Alex had owned this car, and so owned it, and now I own it, and
Right.
there's so many options that can grow into this NFT space that it's crazy. But yeah, it's
I just bought this house, and the amount of processes that I had to go through to buy this house could be eliminated through the blockchain. Like,
Yep.
how many steps and pieces could have been eliminated if we were to sell the house on a blockchain?
Yeah, imagine like websites like
Yeah, let 'em back
Redfin. Let them back in. Let them back in.
Back.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, absolutely. The house is one of the main comments that people say is like, I could buy a house. You can buy any assets, and you could buy fractional parts of an asset, right? If somebody
Yeah.
owns a piece of art, or if somebody owns any asset, you can fractionalize it. Now 5 people own it. You can rent them out, you can sell them, you can do all kinds of things.
And fractionalization is pretty big right now. Like there's a lot of things that are happening. We've talked about, looking into what's the possibility of fractionalizing a vehicle. I know there's a project called I think it's the Photo Vault, where they fractionalized a series of photography. Like they took several famous photographers or very expensive pieces, and then everybody owns a piece of what's in that vault. So it's really cool to see what different people and projects are doing to expand, and it's happening very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, let me ask you. You mentioned that you discovered Vivi early March or so. How did you hear about it?
So I have a friend. He's actually a pretty successful hip hop artist named Abstract, and he was getting into NFTs, and he sent me it was like a screen recording of one of the AR things, and it was early March, I want to say, and it was just kind of like, holy cow, this is happening. So his real name's Luke, goes by Abstract. He's a rapper, and I owe him. He's the one that turned me on to it.
Got you in. Shout out to Abstract for
Yeah.
shilling the Vivi. Hey, I feel like we all do that now. Anywhere we go, it's like, hey, have you seen this? Or
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
recently I was at a football game for the season opener last week, and I was taking a video of my Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man. We were in the club section, so I was recording it, and then some people were walking by, and it was time perfect where they kind of, I don't know, they kind of moved, and then Spider-Man jumped. So it was like a perfect video. I swear I didn't plan it. I don't know those people, but then there was some guys behind me, and they were like, "What are you doing? What is that? Is that Spider-Man?" I was like, "Yeah." So I started showing it to them. I was like, "Is this app? You know, it's digital collectible." So they were like, they were kind of iffy about it, but I did my job. I told them what it was. You know, I said, "Hey, is this app called VV? Download it. You can buy digital collectibles." And you know, it was an NFL game, so I was like, "Hey, maybe NFL in the future. You never know. I know they have NFL PA, but you know, we'll see." So yeah, it was, you know, every time we go somewhere, got to chill Phoebe. So what was your first purchase in the VV app?
I actually, my first purchase, I didn't buy anything for a while, but I got one of the Spider-Mans. So
Okay,
from the first appearance, I did get a Spider-Man.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say I want to say that that was my first NFT ever. I spent more time just listening to the space
Learning.
and learning than anything.
Yeah.
Uh, that was like I think I worked on a few different projects, like working with different animators and conceptualizing things. But as far as my first purchase, I want to say that was actually my first NFT purchase.
Have you gotten into the comic drops yet?
I haven't.
No.
I've seen them. Yeah, I haven't dumped a ton into VV as much. I because mainly because like we've been so busy, and I
Yeah.
know that if I really want to get something good, it goes so fast that if I'm not like on it,
Yeah.
I'm not getting what I want
You're
anyway.
you're
So
not getting it on drop. If you're not there, you know, I normally open the app, you know, like 30 minutes before, have it open. You know, I'd use right now. There's this what do they call it? A line gate method where you line up the buy now button and the other cancel button. You got to smash it a few times. So you
see that right there is exactly why I haven't bought anything.
yeah, there's certain ways, certain things that you have to follow in order if you want to get one. Because I mean, they just sell out in like 1 second, like 1.5 seconds, and they're completely
And
sold out.
I realized what happened to me was I didn't have gems purchased first. So that slowed me down, which then the super rares were gone, or the secret
Yeah,
rares
secret.
were gone.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I, but it also, I see the appeal too. It's like, it's fun. It's like lining up at the Apple store to get your iPhone. I mean,
That's exactly how I explain it. You know, it's like lining up outside of Apple. Well, you know, back in the day, now not anymore. You just buy
yeah.
online, but you know, or outside of Best Buy. You know, for the Black Friday sales or something. Like you have to be there early, and you have to be on it.
And it's
And
a
you know,
variable. Like
it,
some people get mad, and it's like that. This is the world of collecting, and just I've noticed it with other NFT drops, some like really popular PFP stuff, and like the I'm really big on the crypto dads, and
crypto, that's yeah.
like we got three from the pre-sale, and then a couple of us were like literally on the public sale trying to buy five at a time, and gas, because of the gas wars, it skyrockets.
Gas
It was
wars.
like $4,000 for just gas.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a problem there, and with gas, and I did the same with Afro Droids. I don't know if you've heard of them, but it was a pretty cool concept. You know, 3D droids, and they have a pretty good you know, charity aspect to it too. So I got a few. I got four, I believe, but I minted two the first time, and you know, I was like, ah, it's a little expensive, but whatever. I'm gonna mint them. And then I went to do two more. I was like, gas just shot up, right? And so I just left the window open on my MetaMask. I was like, okay, and I waited for gas to come down, and then I minted. And you know, it's but gas wars are crazy. But you know, speaking of gas wars, I mean, there's certain projects right now that are coming up with some like very innovative solutions to
Right.
prevent that. You know, whitelisting, pre-listing, pre-sales, you know, all that.
Which is how
So
we got like on the crypto dads. It's through the pre-sale, it made it nice because it was, everybody, there was only a certain amount of people, and then it was like, okay, you had 2 days to mint, just watch the gas, and it was guaranteed you were going to get it because there was enough room. And so it was, it was way less stressful for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the aspects also that I like about VV is like, there's you buy it, there's no gas, right? And now that they're transitioning to the Ethereum blockchain, having that layer 2 like immutable to help with that, it's super super beneficial. And OpenSea, I believe, is transitioning to immutable as well. The whole
Through Matic,
NFT.
right?
What's that?
Through Matic, isn't that right?
I thought it was immutable for OpenSea also, but it could be Matic.
Well,
I'm
I knew that they had there was Matic. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I
yeah,
know.
me neither. Yeah, me neither. But the fact that they're seeing that there's a problem, right, with the gas wars, and trying to switch to that layer 2, or trying to come up with some innovative solutions. I'm actually working with some of the VV community, a couple of guys from the VV community, on a project myself as well, and we're having those talks right now on, okay, what are we going to do to prevent that? We don't want that to happen. We don't want to see $4,000 gas. So we're fortunately our dev team has worked with projects that are doing that right now. So they have the experience and kind of working with them and doing that pre-sale and whitelisting and all that. So we don't see that problem. It's a big priority right now because you don't want people spending more on gas than the actual NFTs.
Well, and I think that's why we're seeing things like blockchains like Solana starting to offer and get more attention and traction because there's the gas fees are so much smaller. I mean, it's cost me $40 to send an NFT from one wallet to the next wallet. Like, that's silly. Some of the things that we were doing with West Coast Customs, like we threw our launch event, we threw a really big kind of lavish VIP event to launch it, and people are getting, like, every person that worked at the event, they're getting a commemorative NFT.
Nice.
People who attended are getting NFTs. So it's like, this is costing thousands and thousands of dollars just to send out free NFTs
Yeah.
because it's just not a economical way. The Ethereum blockchain definitely needs some work.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big Solana believer, and I've been it's a sore subject for me because I bought some Solana and I transferred it to my Phantom wallet, and there was a problem with the Phantom wallet, so I staked it and I lost my Solana. I can't access it, so it's a sore subject. But yeah, I completely agree. The NFTs in Solana, I mean, the fees are like 0.001 cent, right? Like, they're super low fees. So yeah, absolutely. Solana is an awesome project as well.
Oh,
You froze a little bit. Are you back?
yeah, I'm back. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I saw your image kind of froze, but you're back. But hey, let me ask you, to kind of keep going because I think we're at 35 minutes in. I don't want to keep you too long, and I know you got things to do. What's some of your favorite collectibles? I know you said you've been learned just listening, and you mentioned crypto dads. What are some of your favorite NFTs or any other projects that you kind of got into?
Obviously, the stuff we're dropping with West Coast Customs. I mean, the art. I don't know if you had a chance
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Tell me a little bit more about that. I looked at. I think I saw the video of where you guys were launching it. The VIP event. I saw one of those videos, and the NFTs are pretty cool. And I actually went to the website to look at them. I didn't buy one yet, but I saw them there. But tell me a little bit about that NFT CarCoin, or what is it called again?
So the website was wccnft.com. CarCoinNFT is the subsidiary. Yeah. So our Genesis drop, we just finished it at the end. I think it was last Wednesday is when it wrapped up. But the art is like it speaks for itself.
Yeah. I saw them. I know what
So
you're talking about.
we have some of the most talented artists that they're working on like everything that we're doing, and Anth, Ness, and William, the three guys that worked on this project, they're all insanely talented. But if you go and look, like the level of detail it's very representative of West Coast Customs. So we didn't just want to throw together anything that was just cheap looking, or I mean, I can't tell you how many times like they would fix something because even the lighting was off, or like we just re-rendered all of them before minting them because there's little things. We took weeks and weeks just making sure that everything was perfect. And even like so one of the cars, we released 6 cars, all based off of Ryan. So the CEO of world famous West Coast Customs is Ryan, and he chose 6 cars that were very meaningful to him. They're throughout his career. One of them was, so we had the Post Malone Explorer, we had the Paris Hilton Pink Bentley, the Sling Shack. Like West Coast Customs has done a ton of stuff for both Paris and Shack. We had the Rusty Wallace El Camino. We had the
Was the Mario Kart?
So it's called the custom cart, but it was a replication of they created a real life version of the Mario Kart that was made for Nintendo. And then there's one more I'm missing. The Tron, the Audi Tron car. So that was made for the movie Tron. And what better, like Tron is all about the metaverse, right?
Exactly. It's like you have to have that one.
Right. So we did 6 cars. They each had 4 levels of rarity. So we had what was called the Mini Whip series. They looked like a 1/64 scale kind of Hot Wheels style. So the entire series was it was replicated off of an actual diecast series that West Coast Customs had with Mattel back in the day called the Whip series. So it was taking that a little bit of nostalgia and putting it into this drop, which is really cool because like these are digital collectibles, right? So we were taking the old physical collectible series and now putting it in digital collectibles. The other thing that we did, so it was the mini whips. There was a classic version, a gold version, and a diamond version. Each one, the rarity, there was less quantity, the higher the rarity. And then they also came with different utilities. So we added different perks to them. Like one of the perks was having a private tour and lunch with Ryan. So one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that even if you were to just buy it as an investment, the utility goes with the NFT. So if I wanted to buy it and then flip it to you, and you are a huge West Coast Customs fan, and I didn't redeem those utilities yet or perks, you could buy it and still go and have lunch and a tour with Ryan. So there's different utilities that we built into each one of them. We wanted to make sure that the holders got benefits. It was really connecting with the fans, and then also long-term play. So we built a Discord where each NFT comes with access to our Fastlane club, basically. So there are different tiers that you can enter into the Fastlane, and you get perks by being a part of that. So we drop free NFTs, and not free, it's free to you, but like different NFTs in there. Sometimes we have Musa, the head designer at West Coast Customs, drops in, and we did some live streams there. We're just offering different perks. We're looking at things like throwing an event where if you hold a gold version or so we have the different tiers like trackside, grandstands. They're all based off of like if you're at a racetrack. So, but the higher the tier, the better the benefits, and you get to. We're just increasingly adding different benefits, and then we are in talks with reviving that video game that was talked about, and without like spilling too much, there's going to be a lot of by holding and being a part of that Fastlane group, you're going to kind of get in first entry into those games and assets for the game.
Nice.
So
Everybody make note of that.
Exactly. The new roadmap, we're updating the roadmap and going to be getting it out over the next couple weeks. But with this last drop, so many things have been happening so fast, and like we want to make sure that everything we're doing, we are listening to the community and trying to make it the best we can. What is that, a comment?
Yeah, one of the comments.
I didn't even know we could see comments on here.
Yeah, I can see them here on the side, so I'll display them.
Oh, cool. But yeah, so we've had so many opportunities, like the DMs are flooded with different partnerships and requests. And I think over a few different times people have asked, like, do you feel that the drop has been successful? And I think out of everything, the coolest part about it is how we've been received, and how many people who are just discovering what we're doing is like there's so much excitement, and we're being accepted. Taking a 27-year-old brand, where also you see it's hard for brands to come into this space as well as celebrities without it looking like a cash grab or not fully understanding the space. So rather than just jumping in and trying to extract as much money as possible, we're trying to make sure that we're listening to the community, taking it slow and shifting things and saying no to different projects, and making sure that we are not, just listening to the community. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, make sure you're not just pumping out NFTs just as a cash grab.
Yeah, I mean, if we overflood it, then it's no value to anybody, and we're just trying to figure out the best way to do it. And I think everybody's learning, right? Like there can only be so many Bored Ape Yacht clubs or CryptoPunks, or even what Vivi is doing. Like everybody's going to find their own lane and how they fit within that, and every community is going to be a little different. So I think it's just very important that we're pulling pieces from everything that we can that fits with our demographic. We've also seen a little bit of a struggle that converting people who are just your typical auto fans, like automotive fans, because they don't understand this space. Like we've been called nerds, and like it, and I get it. So we're kind of caught in this trap of like, how do you make sure that we can take enough time and patience to onboard those people, because there are things that we can benefit them through NFTs. They just don't understand the value in it. And, we've talked about like, how do you create within the Fastlane group, maybe a section where people are getting tips on how to fix their cars and give value to the automotive person. So there's a few different kind of categories and markets that we're trying to make sure that we are listening to all of them so that we can bring the most value to anybody that buys our NFTs. So
no, I can see where it would be a little difficult, especially for the car guys, right? They want that tangible car, but now that you're giving them an NFT, they're I don't know what that is. That's not a real car. But explaining to them and just showing them what the NFT is, it's I think it's great for what you're doing.
Well, and it's a lot of this type of stuff, right? It's a lot of educating. It's a lot of We're going to start doing our own kind of podcasts and our own
Nice,
content. I'm going
nice.
to start creating way more, and I think it's just tons and tons of education. And the more that I can learn, the more I can talk about it. And I think, not, honestly, there's like every single person out there is learning, and it's such a new space that there aren't really any experts. There are people who know a little more than
Yeah,
other people, and
absolutely.
we're all just trying to figure it out. So I think
Yeah.
that's what's cool. The space is so new, and it's so many opportunities that the more humble and the more learning all of us can be, the faster it'll develop.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned, that for the most part you were just listening, right? Listening and just listening to what people want, what people are kind of gravitating towards, and just learning because like the blockchain is this brand new technology, right? There's developers, there's like you said, people that know a little more than others, but you can have the coolest looking art or you can have the most advanced technology, but if you don't listen to your community, then it doesn't really matter. And the fact that you guys are doing that and giving like real life perks, that will help with the transition for people that are kind of on the edge, right? Like, okay, yeah, I can buy this picture, but now I get to have that dinner with the CEO, right? Or now I get tips from so and so that it's gonna help me, or just it kind of solidifies the community, right? It makes you feel like, oh, I am part of this. And like I said, like we mentioned earlier, community is 50 or more percent of the project. So
Well, and we saw it with V Friends. Like there, it was funny to hear a lot of the diehard NFT community where they were not stoked when Gary revealed doodles, and I I remember having several arguments when people are like, "This is a cash grab. It's done," and like the thing is I knew it wasn't a cash grab because what it was it was he was selling access.
yeah,
He
access.
wasn't selling art. He was selling access, and he didn't hire some famous uh, artist to create this thing. He was selling access to him. He created an entire series of characters that he drew. A CEO sat there and drew these ridiculous doodles.
During board meetings.
Yeah, and created characters that also underlined positivity and good messages and things
Yeah,
that could subliminally help you, and it was positive.
yeah,
So it was interesting that people only associated NFTs at that time. There was, I wouldn't say only, but there was a lot of people that saw it as like, oh, it needed to be famous art, but it wasn't. He sold access. Bowling with Gary. Every single person could go to VCon. It
yep.
was, and the thing is he sold all that and now can fund VCon. Not that he was hurting before, but
Yeah,
it was like it was truly a a crowdfunding
crowdfunding.
effort that now it was like guarantee we should put this on because clearly there's a demand for it.
Exactly. And now that those funds will make VCon, crazy, more extravagant, probably, which will only generate more hype to the project, which will increase the prices, and it's just
Right.
it's just a circle, right? It's just
I,
a
I think it's
circle.
like a 17 ETH floor.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Did you get any of the books? Are you, are
I
you
got one book.
okay?
I saw I didn't realize you had to buy 12. So I was like, I bought one and then I'm like, oh, I didn't read the whole.
Yeah,
Did you read?
I bought 12. I
You
bought
did.
12.
Did you
I
do friend?
Not yet. So I think so. The book was a pre-order,
Right.
so they'll be releasing the NFTs sometime in November, I believe,
When the book
uh,
is released.
when the book is released.
Okay.
So I did pre-order 12 books, and I'll be giving those away for Christmas to someone some of my close friends.
Hey, but
But yeah,
you'll get a V friend.
exactly. And some people were expecting to get a B friend that's 17 ETH, 20 ETH, whatever. And I don't think it'll be that kind, right? It won't be that one of one or five of, but you will get something nice. And just like you said, being part of the community,
You'll be able
it's
to go
just
to
awesome.
VCon, which, like is a ton of value if you are the type of person that grows. And I know Shelly. Hey, Shelly.
Shelly, hey Shelly. Her sister got 12. She got 24.
24?
She got 12. And I mean those books just they were flying. I think Amazon crashed for a little bit too. People were having a hard time buying them, and there was people from other countries trying to use VPNs. And I mean, he sold a ton of books. That was a brilliant marketing strategy, right? Like
It
you
was,
buy.
it was genius. Yeah, it was like, and that's one of the things that I like about Gary is like and the thing is he's not afraid to try stuff.
Exactly.
Like, it's
And,
just
and and he always says that, right? Like,
yeah,
you just try it, see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
yeah. I like it's very much how I function of just like trying it and guilty.
Somebody else. Yeah, I swear I saw tweets from the Omi community, everybody buying, you know, 12, 24, 72. I saw I was on the actually on the live stream that Gary was doing when this was happening. Somebody bought like 4,000 books.
Yeah, do you know Tom Billieu is?
Yes.
Yeah, Tom bought. I think he said 360 for his entire team. Tom also shouted out Vivi recently.
Yes, yes. I watched that video. I think he was talking with Pump, right? When he was talking about VV and just NFTs in general and crypto. And but he's pretty active also in the VV community. You see him retweet a couple of things here and there. Uh, but yeah, he's another verified Twitter that's kind of pumping VV and NFTs. And I believe he has a project coming out too.
I
Uh,
just saw that right before this. He
yeah, I
said
think he
something
tweeted that
about,
today.
yeah, exactly. It said make sure you have ETH in there. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it
that's
now,
so.
Tom.
That's the exact same thing that Gary did. He kept saying, "Make sure you have some ETH. Make sure you have some ETH there, at least one."
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of missed that train. I regret that.
Yeah, it's funny because Gary and Tom are like, I try not to consume very much content, just because like I'm a firm believer. I contribute content. I create a lot, so I try not to consume too much. Obviously, like that contradicts what I said about listening.
That's
um,
learning. That's the R&D right there.
yeah, so as far as content that I consume, I consume a lot of Gary and Tom. Tom's
Yeah,
impact theory stuff is like there's some really good stuff in there.
and there's some really good information, and I love the they're being so positive about it too, right?
Yeah,
There is absolutely there's projects that are cash grabs, and people fall and or buying from like fake OpenSea accounts. I don't know how many times I've seen that.
yeah.
And there's always going to be the scammers and stuff like that. But having those type of personalities like Gary and Tom, and just reassuring the community like this is here to stay. NFTs are not going anywhere. It may transform into something else, right? Like we were talking about earlier, the technology may transform into something else. But yeah, it's absolutely it's awesome to see more and more people. Now you have NBA players, NFL players. At French Montana, the rapper had some shoes. Doja Cat, I think, was releasing something, and it's just everybody's jumping into NFTs now.
I don't know if you saw. There's another shameless plug, West Coast Customs that we did. We just partnered with Desto Dub, and it just launched today. Dropped the first. You can get an NFT and a physical die cast together. So there's three tiers. There's 50 of the classic version, and every single one of them that you buy comes with a die cast that is customized. They're limited run, and they're replicated off of the actual Desto Dub van. So Desto Dub is kind of a local LA legend. There is a Vine where a cop I don't know. Obviously, it was a Vine, so it was a while ago.
So it was a while back.
I think the cop caught him with cough syrup, and he's like, that's an awful lot of cough syrup. And so Desto took this brand, that saying, because that Vine went viral, and he created a clothing brand off of it and exploded. He has like, now he sells jackets that are like, and shirts, $500 jackets and shirts, and very exclusive brand, where it was like, it's a true entrepreneurial story.
Yeah.
And so we partnered with him. That van was something that he used during his come up. West Coast Customs just redid it, and we took that van and made a Hot Wheels size, the 1/64th scale size that you get. Oh, is it frozen?
I think you're cutting off there.
Oh, I'm back.
There it goes.
Right?
You're back. You're back. Yeah.
So it's the first ever that you get an actual physical die cast with the NFT. And there, like I said, there's 3 tiers. There's a classic, and then a gold version and then one diamond version. And each one of these die casts are hand painted and customized. Let's go, Johnny.
Big Johnny, OG Johnny in the house.
So each one of them, there's another legend who is hand painting all of these die casts. His name is Boxman, and so just think of the value that he is literally painting every single one of these. There's custom packaging. The NFTs are just as high quality. It also comes with access to the fast lane. And maybe we'll see it in the video game. Who knows?
Hey, nice.
But they are on OpenSea right now. Like, they literally just launched. So
I love that you're throwing little nuggets here and there, little pieces of information. Everybody, make sure you live.
I see he asked about the VV collab. I can't really hint any more on that.
So Johnny, you know what that means? That means it's confirmed. Just like Pokemon, right?
Don't say that.
Just kidding.
But we, like, the whole team loves the VV platform, and like, having you guys heard me on the AMA, like, we have talked to David, and I think it would be really cool to see some West Coast Customs assets in the VV verse.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's as much as I'm gonna leave you with.
Confirmed. No, just kidding. But yeah, I mean, VV does have, I believe they have GM as one of the licenses, one of the brands that they're working with. So, if you guys drop cars on VV for the VV verse, I'm going broke, man. I may just spend all my money there. I'm gonna buy them all. Because I'm gonna have a 12-car garage in the VV verse. So I gotta save some money for the land and then for the car. So, but that would be awesome to see, though.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
And I'm getting some messages, some questions. And I just want to say we're not experts here. We're not developers. So Shelly, I know you're asking about the difference between minting from the contract and the website. I don't know, to be honest. I think it all depends on the Ethereum blockchain and the congestion in the blockchain. So I don't know if it's.
Well, I know, like, a lot of people are utilizing minting from a website because it's easier.
Yeah.
It's significantly easier for the user. So, and unless you are like well versed in contract stuff, there are way more ways to make a mistake when you're minting from a contract. I don't know. I've never minted from a contract myself.
Same
so I think we're going to see more and more minting from websites, just because it opens it up to a bigger user base.
Yeah, it's just easier. I don't know if our question was in regards to the gas fees or just the ease of access, but
that's also like shouting out VV again. Like, that is one of the things that they have done so well, and it goes all the way back to when I was saying, you don't realize these are NFTs when you buy on VV. You don't even realize that and that's what I love about it. The onboarding is so easy. It's literally looks the exact same as if my son were to buy something in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like it literally is the exact same process and feel, and substitute V-Bucks for gems
Yeah.
and skins for digital assets.
Yep, absolutely. That's I think that's kind of what attracted me to Vivi as well. It's just so easy for somebody that's not tech savvy to just download the app. Your Apple Pay or whatever is already set up, so you
Right.
just buy 50, 100 gems, whatever it is, and you buy whatever collectible you want. Right? You don't have to go and buy Ethereum from Coinbase or whatever, transfer it to your MetaMask, log
You don't need
in.
to know crypto at all.
No, you
Yeah.
don't. You can just go to BV, download the app, buy. That's it. That's all it takes, right? Well, if you want to buy it on the drop, you have to be there 30 minutes before and have your.
You have to have Alex hands.
No, yeah,
Not Diamond hands, Alex hands.
Twitter fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. But I appreciate you coming on board, and I know I went to your YouTube. If you want to plug your YouTube or any other NFT projects that you kind of want to throw out there.
Yeah, I mean, my personal stuff, you can literally find me everywhere at Jusup11, JUSUP11. Yes, go download VV Shelly. So yeah, JUSUP11. I have YouTube. I make music on every platform. It's the same. And then go check out West Coast Customs drops. Like, we are putting literally hours and hours. I can't tell you how many hours that we are putting into this. And there's an entire team that is like literally putting their hearts and souls into everything we're doing, and we're having discussions, just trying to take it to new levels every day. So,
And it shows. It shows the
thank you.
artwork
Yeah.
is really nice, and
Check us out on
guys,
Discord.
absolutely.
Come say hi. We're trying to do more and more giveaways. I believe we're going to be doing a giveaway on the West Coast Customs Instagram like right now. So if you want to go win one of these, you can go to West Coast Customs, and I believe what we're doing is all you have to do is react to the first video on the story, and that enters you. So just go to
Nice.
obviously, if you're watching this later, it's not relevant.
Sorry.
Live at this moment, go react to this story. But yeah.
So where is that again?
That's
Just so we're clear.
Official West Coast Customs on Instagram.
On Instagram. All right, everybody, make sure to take notes. Go to your Instagram, react to the story,
at West Coast Customs.
and all they have to do is react to the story, right?
Yep. Yeah. Check us out on Discord. It's CarCoinNFT on Discord. If we could post that in
we'll post any links or anything. If you want to send them to me, I'll post them in the description. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all the socials, Discord. Like I mentioned earlier, we're working on a project as well. We just actually launched our Discord yesterday to the public. It's called Digipacks, where we're minting digital backpacks that will actually provide school supplies and backpacks to kids in real life. So that's our project that we're working on right now. We're planning on doing a wearable, so the backpack turning into a metaverse wearable. So right now it's the NFT, and then in the future, hopefully we can partner up with the maybe Viviverse. I don't know. We'll see. And people can wear their digital backpacks. But the biggest part for us was providing the school supplies and the backpacks to the kids. The people that are working on it have done some work in that and some charity contributions in that. So
I think what's cool is we're seeing more of that, right? Like,
yeah.
I love to see that not only is there a lot of money that's being generated, but there's a lot of charitable money that's being generated. The crypto dads donated 30,000 to Movember, and it's just we're seeing so much charitable things happen from that. So congratulations to you guys. Send me the Discord. I'll definitely join. And I love what you're doing with that.
Sure thing. I appreciate it. Well, with that, we'll let you go, get you back to your dog over there, and then really appreciate you answering. You see him back there?
No, so
Uh,
he's asleep.
he's asleep.
We went on a run right before this call, so
Nice. No, I appreciate you answering. My messages, and anytime you wanna have a live, you wanna jump on a live. I'm here.
awesome. Thanks so much for having me, Alex.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll plug in all the details, all the discords in the description, and like Shelly said, go download VV, go download all the join the discords, and we'll see you next time. Thanks,
Thanks for
Joseph.
watching, everybody. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye. Thanks.